hung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on, like a blister in the sun. Let me go on, big hands, you know you're the one. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes. It's got to be one of the most unlikely worldwide hit songs of all time. I must have played this 1,000 times at parties when I was a teenager. Everybody seems to know this song and love it. It's really cool with a little breakdown part as well. Relatively simple. There's a few bits that are kind of slightly tricky, but it's also okay to play them slightly sloppy and it still sounds really cool. Little interesting fun fact as well, Brian Ritchie, the bass player from the Violent Femmes, now lives in my hometown of Hobart in Tasmania. I've never met him, but he's doing a lot of great stuff for the arts community, all my friends that are still there say. So great stuff that you're doing there, Brian. Hopefully I'll get to have a beer with you one day. Anyway, let's get stuck straight in. That's the riff. It's all based around 3rd and 2nd frets on the thickest 2 strings. So we're going to play 3rd fret on the thickest string, then 2nd fret, then back to the 3rd fret on the thickest string, then 3rd fret on the 5th string. So we just lay that 3rd finger over, and then back to the 2nd fret. Now, I could go through and try and figure out the count for you, but really, you just want to listen to it. A really interesting thing here is with the picking, and I think it makes a really big difference. I've played this song inadvertently wrong for most of my life, and it wasn't until I started doing a bit of research for this video that I always try and watch a live version of 2 of the actual artists playing the songs. I noticed that Gordon is playing a double down pick, so down, 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 down. He's doing that like a little sweep, going down, and it gives it a different feel, a different swing. If I do it with alternate picking, like, compared to, it's definitely got something about doing double down that just makes it sound real different. So do check that out. All down picks, and make sure that when you're going from the thickest string to the 5th string, it becomes this kind of like a mini strum. Takes a bit of practice, a little bit of listening. Very, very cool little riff though. It does that a few times when the whole band kicks in. Another interesting thing, so I always played it as, which is just open 2nd and 3rd strings, then 1st finger and 2nd finger down in the 3rd fret and the 4th fret respectively on strings 2 and 3. And then that kind of flicks off. And then 3rd and 4th fingers going down the 5th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings as well. Flick off, and then back again. Okay, now last time, it's there with both on the 5th fret, 3rd and 4th fret, 1st and 2nd fret, and then off. But it's not like super exact. It's not that clear. It's kind of a little bit messy, but in a beautiful way. Sometimes things being like super, super correct, how it feels becomes much more important than how exact the notes are. And another interesting thing that I discovered watching a couple of live versions is here. He's playing the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string as well as the open G and the open B. Very, very subtle thing. I'm pushed whether I can really hear that there on the original recording or if it's just... definitely, it does have a slightly different texture to it, and they're the little things I find really interesting when I'm learning a song. It's like, oh, there's this extra bit that makes it somehow different. So that's what is being played while you're singing. So when I'm walking, I strut stuff, and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Let me go E minor to C with a G bass. Let me go E minor to C with a G bass from R to D. And then we're back into that riff. So the chorus was E minor for 2 bars, then to C with the G bass. So just regular C, move your third finger over to the thicker string and put little finger where third finger was. 2 bars, then E minor for 2 bars, 1 bar C with a G bass, and then 2 bars of D. The strumming pattern that I'd recommend, but fairly sure what's on the record, is down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, down. E minor to C with a G bass, back to E minor, C with a G bass to D. Now, one of the things about playing this tune, if you're ever going to play it, is learning to explore your dynamics. It's something I go on about all the time. Really, really important. Whenever you're playing any song, that you have parts of the songs that are kind of quiet and parts that are really loud. Not really loud, but there's got to be a difference between your verses and your choruses, otherwise it gets really boring. This tune takes it to a whole new level, and it goes right down real quiet. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff, then I'm so strung out. My is a kite, I just might stop to check you out. I feel my feet, I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she's at the end, she's starting to cry. Goes really quiet, and when it's going really quiet, you get people's attention because they have to listen. Especially if you're ever doing a gig, like playing in a pub or whatever. If you try and be louder than everyone else, it's very hard when there's lots of people. The trick is always to go real quiet, and this is one of those songs. I seriously played this in cover bands like most of my teenage life, in bars in Tassie, and every time you're playing this song and it goes to that quiet bit, everyone gets quiet. Because like when the band's really rocking loud, everyone's screaming and shouting, and when the band goes really quiet, it's like, oh, hang on, something's happened. So everyone else quietens down, and usually in this song, people know the song, they recognise that they want to get joined in, they're going to sing along with the chorus that comes. So you can use it as a kind of a tool to get people's attention, and then you're going to build it up into that final frenzied chorus, and everyone's going to be singing along, having a great time, which is probably what it's all about. Hey, so I think that's enough for that tune. Not much more to add, really. Just enjoy it, play along with the original recording. Do check out some live versions as well. There's lots of killer stuff going on, and yeah. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. You'll take care. Bye-bye.